Well, I saw Croesusborg's video about YokeUp, and apparently he's made another one of those self-congratulatory videos in which he beats his chest about how much of a great Christian he is because he apparently went back into a bookstore with a book that he thought was free, realized wasn't free, and he went back in order to pay this. And his argument apparently was that only those who are saved would do such a thing. Now, Croesusborg has already pointed out the complete absurdity about this. You know, it is perfectly possible for somebody who isn't a Christian to be moral. Oh, what a surprise. But anyway, what I want to point out is the striking similarity that I observe between this story and another typical Christian propaganda piece, and that is the Christmas story by Charles Dickens called A Christmas Carol, in which Scrooge repents of his ways and redeems himself by becoming a great benefactor towards the end. But this story is a typical example of the Christian misunderstanding as to what would motivate a person to be moral. Look at what happens to Scrooge. He is confronted by the ghost of Christmas past, by the ghost of Christmas present, and most importantly, by the ghost of Christmas yet to come, which shows him exactly what's going to happen to him in the future if he doesn't mend his way. So what motivates Scrooge to change who he is, to mend his ways, and to become this great benefactor? Not a sense of morality, not a sense of sympathy with his fellow human beings, not the sort of empathy that anybody who is psychologically healthy naturally feels with their fellow human beings. None of those things. The only thing that motivates Scrooge, and that clearly motivates YokeUp, is a sense of self-preservation. Even when they're doing what they think is morally the right thing to do, because their so-called God tells them so, the reason they're doing it is to save their own skin, and for no other reason. It is very clear from what YokeUp is saying in his video that did he think at any point in time that he could get away with doing something immoral? If God came down from the heavens, pointed his big fat holy finger at him and said, "YokeUp, you can take that book with you," then YokeUp would have walked on without a qualm at all. He would have said, "That's grand. The great Wazoo has said it's okay, so I don't give a flying fuck anymore." He doesn't give a shit about the fact that the bookstore owner is going to lose money. He doesn't give a flying fuck about the fact that people in future, because the bookstore owner is not stupid and he's just going to pass his loss on to his clientele, people in future are going to have to pay more for books in order to make up for the losses incurred by bastards walking out without paying. None of that matters if God says it's okay. You see, that is the difference between YokeUp's version of Christian morality and a normal human sense of morality based on empathy. YokeUp's sense of morality is following the rules because the big bully sets them down and you don't want to get into his bad books. Normal human beings act morally because they realize that not doing so hurts other people, and due to their sense of empathy, they simply do not want to do that. It's a small but important difference, and a difference that Christian fundamentalists will never get.